In the dark apartment on the edge of the city, Layla found herself settling into her new life as a university student. Excitement mixed with anxiety as she unpacked her belongings in the small shared bedroom. Her roommate, Eman, seemed pleasant enough at first glance. A quiet girl who loved old art posters and late-night study sessions. As the weeks passed, Layla began noticing strange things about Eman. She often woke up in the middle of the night to find Eman sitting upright in bed, staring motionlessly at the wall with wide-open eyes. When Layla asked if everything was okay, Eman would smile mysteriously and mumble about bad dreams before turning back to sleep. One chilly October evening, Layla returned to her room after a long study session at the library. The apartment was unusually quiet, with a strange stillness filling the air. She found Eman sitting silently on her bed, surrounded by flickering candles. Layla hesitated, her heart pounding, as she noticed Eman softly chanting under her breath. Her eyes closed in concentration. "Eman, what are you doing?" Layla whispered, her voice barely above a breath. Eman's eyes snapped open quickly, shining with a vitality that startled Layla. "Just a small ritual," she replied with an unsettling smile. "It helps me focus." A heavy unease settled in Layla's chest like a stone. She had heard of such rituals before, strange practices to summon spirits or invoke mysterious powers. She wanted to ask more, to demand answers, but Eman's look was so unsettling that Layla found herself nodding silently and retreating to her bed. That night, Layla faced a terrifying ordeal. Every creak of the old apartment seemed amplified, and every shadow in the room seemed to hold unseen horrors. Why had she begun counting down the sleepless hours, her eyes darting around Eman's bed? There, standing by the window with the curtains shrinking around her like ghostly tendrils, was Eman, her back to Layla, her shoulders hunched as if speaking to someone or something outside. Layla hesitated, her heart racing, as she watched the front of Eman lean quietly, her voice rising in a low, melodic hum that seemed to fill the room with a chilling presence. Fear pinned Layla to her bed, making her unable to move or speak. She could only watch as Eman grew tense, more so until she reached a fevered state that echoed through Layla's mind like a scream. And then, as quickly as it began, the wind stopped, the room fell silent, and Eman turned to face Layla with a calm smile. "Sorry if I woke you," Eman said gently, her eyes glowing with a strange light. "I was just finishing." Unable to reply, Layla could only nod weakly, her mind swirling with questions and growing fear that knotted her stomach. She pulled the covers tightly around herself, casting wary glances at Eman, who now seemed to peacefully surrender to her bed. Since that night, Layla's nights became a series of sleepless hours, suffering from strange sounds, terrifying whispers, and an unshakable feeling of being watched. Eman's behavior became more erratic. Strange symbols appeared on the walls. Shadows danced inexplicably in the corners of the room, and Layla swore she caught glimpses of figures that vanished with a blink. Desperate and terrified, Layla confided in a friend who suggested seeking help from a campus counselor. But before she could muster the courage to take action, Layla woke one night to find Eman gone, leaving behind an empty room and a lingering sense of malevolence that seemed to possess the walls. No one saw Eman again after that night. The apartment remained unoccupied for years, passed down among students who whispered in hushed voices about the strange events that once troubled its halls. Layla, scarred by her experience, moved on as soon as she could, but she never forgot the cold presence of her roommate and the darkness that surrounded them. To this day, Layla wonders what happened to Eman and what dark forces unwittingly called her into their lives. And sometimes, on nights when the wind howls and the shadows dance, Layla swears she hears a faint, haunting chant floating in the air, a reminder of her roommate's terrifying tale and the secrets she took with her into the night. We will continue in the next part soon.